When the evening settles and the day grows still, stories rise softly from memory's hill. These are the letters we carry inside, stories of love, loss, and pride. Welcome, my friend, to Porchlight Letters.
Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Waikanae Beach in New Zealand. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2437. And the question we are answering today is, what legal or ethical issues should I consider? This is a very important question. There are people out there who don't want their story told while they're still alive. They want you to wait till after they've gone. There are people out there who just want it for family only, that may put restrictions on you. So let's have a look and see what we can do about this. But always get it in writing what they want as far as using their stories go. So what every story shares, with every story shared comes responsibility. Sorry, eyes were playing tricks on me at the moment. So respect privacy and consent. Always ask permission before recording or sharing stories. Some individuals may not want their experience made public. Consent protects both the storyteller and the researcher. Get it in writing. Be mindful of sensitive information. Topics such as adoption, illness, or conflict require care. Now, it could be that through DNA testing, you have uncovered that somebody may not be related to somebody because that person may not be their parent. Who do you tell? You know, you've got an obligation to the person who you did the research for, which could be the adoptee in this case, and telling their parents that you found this out, or the fact that their father is not their father, could cause some things. So be very sensitive along this area. You cannot, if you've discovered through DNA testing, you cannot tell anybody else except the person that you did the DNA testing for. That's the only person that you can communicate that information to, nobody else. And there's a whole thing of it for, I don't think I've actually found the book yet. I don't see it up there. So in the genealogy standards and procedures and stuff, there is a whole thing in there about DNA testing and the legalities of it. So be mindful of that. If you know that somebody is not related to somebody by blood and you found out through DNA, you cannot talk, and you're talking to the parents, you cannot tell them that you know. So just be very careful about that. Illness, conflict require care. Police records that you've come across, unless they volunteer the information, maybe their military career, they may not want to talk about their experiences. Sharing these details without consent can cause harm. Ethical storytelling respects boundaries. So be very careful about, if they say, look, I don't want anybody knowing about this, I'm just telling you this, then by all means, zip it. Understand ownership of recordings. Clarify who owns the recordings and how they may be used. Agreements, as in like a contract, prevent misunderstanding later. Clear communication builds trust. Always get it in writing what their consent is, who owns the recordings, what they can be used for, what they cannot be used for, and things like that. They may even turn around and decide that, actually, we'll get to that one in a second. So consider impact on living relatives. Stories can affect family relationships. Sharing information responsibly protects emotional well-being. Awareness prevents unintended consequences. And there are secrets, there is stuff that's come out of my family that I have not told some family members because of the sensitivity of it. I don't have permission to share it. So, or I don't want to share it because I don't want people to see that person, to see those people in different lights. Especially with the happy memories that they have of that person, I don't want them to learn of stuff that happened to them because of circumstances that they were in. So I keep my mouth zipped about that. I'm probably going to get questions about this now. My brother says, what secrets are you telling? I can't tell you. Follow cultural and common and community guidelines. Some cultures have specific rules about sharing stories. Respecting these traditions honors heritage. Cultural awareness strengthens ethical practice. Now, I think I've told this story before. Yes, Mark Twain, when he wrote his autobiography, which I actually have, I checked and it's not on my bookcase. But when he wrote his autobiography, he put in his will that it was not to be published until he had been dead 100 years. So in 2010, because he died in 1910, in 2010, Mark Twain's autobiography was released for the very first time. I have a copy of it. I haven't read it yet. You see that bookcase back there? I've read maybe not even a quarter of what's up, maybe a fifth of what's up there. Probably the equivalent to one shelf up there. I read a lot, and there's a lot of books on my to-read list, and Mark Twain's one's one of the ones that's on my to-read list. I'm very curious about this man who came in on Halley's Comet and went out on Halley's Comet. That's another story for another day. But the reason that he put in his will that he did not want his autobiography published till he'd been dead 100 years was so that anybody he mentioned in his book couldn't sue him or get upset with him or anything else about what he had written. They'd be dead too. I thought that was a perfectly reasonable excuse, but you can stipulate things like that in your. If you are telling some very sensitive stories, you can say to the person who's recording it and put it in the agreement that you don't want this shared until X number of years, until you've passed away, until these people mentioned have all passed, or that you've been dead a certain number of years before the information is made known to the family. You can totally do that. Will they respect that or not? Maybe not, but it's in writing. So if anybody's looking after your estate, they know that that's in there, and they can turn around and say, no, it's not allowed to be put out yet. And why this matters, because ethical storytelling protects both history and relationships. Your practical takeaway is seek permission and consider impact before sharing. Get it in writing what you and the storyteller agree to. Who owns it? Who can be told about it? Is it for public knowledge, or is it just for a private thing between the storyteller and the researcher, so that they can gather more information to help fill in some gaps on the family tree? Maybe that's all they're doing it for. But they can't reveal the sources as a thing, or they may turn around and say, you can't tell anybody that's still long and gone. It's up to them. If you want help navigating ethical storytelling, send us a private message, and we'll be more than happy to set up a 30-minute discovery call with you to get you on the right path with that. And in closing, respect gives stories their true value. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. And if you're celebrating Easter, happy Easter. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at, I'm going to say 6 p.m. Pacific, but that's going to have a question mark on it because New Zealand goes out of daylight savings tomorrow night, which means instead of doing it at 2 o'clock my time, I'll be doing it at 1 o'clock, and I could be eating lunch at that point. So I'm going to say 7 p.m. Pacific to keep it at the same time for me for tomorrow. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Hei konera.
The stories we carry stay bright through the night, a small steady glow in the fading light. Stories of love, loss and pride we share until we meet again. Keep the porch light burning.